Yeah. Check it out. Niggas know where we coming from. And it's gonna go down like this. Yo, I got.
Now there's a steal by Bird. Underneath the DJ, lays it in.
Back-to-back 50-point games for Bernard King.
Jordan trying to shake off Starks. Oh, what a move by Jordan!
Here's Michael at the foul line. A shot on Elo. Good! The Bulls win!
New York City has had a long history of playground legends, but none of them were any bigger than a backcourt wizard from Queens by the name of Kenny Anderson.
Kenny Anderson, motherfucking legend, one of my idols.
Growing up on the playgrounds of New York City, Kenny's basketball inspiration was nurtured from an early age, as he seemed always to have NBA greatness in his future.
Mr. Chibbs, Kenny Anderson, Left Rack City in the building.
Kenny! Like that, Kenny? I ain't gonna lie, because he's the legend to me.
I'm from Left Rack City. It's Left Rack City. This is in Queens. We're in Queens now. All the ballers is from Queens. We got myself, between the legs, behind the back, crossover. Just, variety, you know what I'm saying? Kenny Smith.
Kenny, duck, lead, fire, oh, a cold-blooded three. He's building.
Mark Jackson.
Jackson behind the back to Ewing. Assist number 15 for Mark Jackson.
Ready for Austin? Skip to my loop.
Austin banks it in again.
Through the Midtown Tunnel, you could take all the 59th Street Bridge right to Queens. Left Rack City. Yeah, get that pass going. Oh.
Left Rack motherfucking City.
We lived in an apartment complex where we overlooked the basketball court. And I'd look out at maybe 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning. I'd look downstairs and I'd see a couple of guys playing and it'd be him. He'd be out there playing at 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night in the dark. And you couldn't really tell who was who. And you say, wow, somebody's playing really well out there. Oh, that's Kenny, don't worry about it, that's little Kenny.
Left Rack City, man. That's where it all started.
Queens were the guys who we always thought we were the thinking man's player. We understand the science of the game.
It was Kenny Smith who set it up.
I want to play against the best and see where I, add up, against the best. John Stockton is in front of me.
Stockton, no look Griffin. Layup down. Stock down the middle, split the defenders, go to the hoop. And score it.
Gary Payton right there.
Gary rips it away, goes the other way into the lane. Up top, Kemp is there. Lead pass to Kemp, he'll play it down. What a lob!
Just to get yourself riled up to really work at your craft, you got to work hard.
Where did your flash come from?
I guess let's just looking at like Pearl.
His ability to get to the rim at that stage in college was never been seen before. Leaving guys in their footstep, he almost disappeared when he was on the court.
Pearl Washington, Rod Strickland, Kenny Smith. That's the history of New York, point guards. That's the base, those guys right there. Pearl, Kenny Smith, Rod Strickland, Mark Jackson. Those are guys I wanted to be like.
An incredible court vision to go along with tremendous passing skills and the ability to get to the basket with ease using his trademark shake and bake move.
I try to take a little bit from their game and put it in my game.
Here's Anderson to the hoop. Kenny Anderson, he's an artist with the basketball. And here's Anderson. Oh, give me a break.
That's New York guard era.
The Pearl goes up against Ewing, and he's got it. The crowd comes to life.
Archbishop Malloy High School, excellence, not only basketball, but academically.
Kenny became the first freshman ever to play varsity under another New York City basketball icon, head coach Jack Curran.
For about 2 or 3 minutes, I said, he's definitely going to be on the varsity.
Despite not starting as a freshman, Kenny set the city's all-time scoring record with over 2,600 points that turned him into a New York City legend.
Me and Kareem is the only 4 all-city players ever.
All-city. He was all-city for 4 years, right?
4 years.
Quickly becoming the most publicized and decorated player of his generation.
From a city that has produced a long line of legendary point guards, including Bob Cousy and Tiny Archibald, Kenny is perhaps its most celebrated, standing alone as the only player to be named All-City 4 consecutive years.
He's the greatest guard in the history of New York City basketball.
Kenny Anderson's the best high school guard I've ever seen anywhere. First time I saw him in the 6th grade, he was special.
Kenny Anderson, it's showtime now for Christian Malloy. He goes between the legs, left-handed, right-handed. Either way it goes, Kenny Anderson is an all-around complete player.
He did things on the court. Damn, I'm glad that my career is almost ending because I didn't want to be on the same court.
When did you know you're good?
85 when we won the city championship. My deception in basketball about angles, and I'm left-handed. So that's just how I was able to do the things I was doing on the court.
Kenny would become the most recruited player ever, eventually signing with Bronx native Bobby Cremins to play at Georgia Tech.
When you went to Georgia Tech,
yeah,
we went crazy.
I'm like, this skinny little kid is going to help us get to the Final Four? I don't see it.
Down the lane.
And then I was introduced to the phenom of Kenny Anderson and what he was and what he was about.
2 seconds at the buzzer. It counts!
This young kid from New York that came in and made life easy for everybody.
You talking about when you beat Shaq?
Yeah, you already know.
Kenny Anderson comes away with it 1-on-1, now 2-on-1. Dennis Scott's going to pull up from three-point land.
Eventually, that whole thing of us being lethal, all of us averaging over 20 points a game, was something that, caught on nationwide.
The combination of Kenny, Dennis Scott, and Brian Oliver were unstoppable. In 1990, they won the ACC championship and made a trip to the Final Four, earning the nickname Lethal Weapon 3.
And they've been led by a brilliant playground legend who has already established a compelling style of his own.
The Yellow Jackets do it. Georgia Tech, an ACC champion.
We all mixed well. The Lethal Weapon 3, we mixed well. It was a good gel, and I was just orchestrating everything. I miss it, when you're having one of them big time games.
There's nothing like it, right?
It's just so exciting.
Now it's just that.
Our officials tonight, Steve Gordon, Vicky Paparo, and Frank Stagliano. Anderson, another great feed to Mackey. Yes, and a foul. Anderson solos. Yes, and a foul. He set him up perfectly, utilizing the screen. Great look, that superb quickness that he had at Archbishop Malloy, where he's heralded as one of the best ever in New York City. We should make mention, you saw at halftime. I'll tell you one thing, Kenny Anderson in the NBA is going to be an outstanding point guard. And he'll take it. Taken away by Anderson, and there's John Barry. Anderson with the pull-up J. Watching Kenny Anderson now, a little one-on-one against Hurley. Hurley stays right up on him. He makes him shoot the jumper over the top. But they really love competing. Look at the two of them talking to each other. Look at Kenny saying.
Me and Bobby went at it. I just always wanted to destroy him and do good against him.
Shot clock is off. That's the game clock you see in the lower right-hand portion of your screen, and Anderson will solo. Anderson posts up Hurley and uses his size. Kenny Anderson. Here comes a run. Anderson, excellent rebounder for a little guard. Nice look. Mackey! What a great look! McDonald's game, I could just see that those statements were valid. Barry. Yes, Barry delivers. He delivers a big one. Anderson with a steal. Too quick here. Too quick here. He says, no, Palmer, you can't catch me in this race.
It was just, saying he was a better leader. He's a better point guard. He went to Duke. Yeah. So I was kind of fed up with all that.
Carnesecca always shortens the game. Anderson. again. He'll take Hurley baseline and beat him. Is he explosive? Is that quickness?
He's a great competitor, man. Bob Hurley, he's cool. Great competitor. He went to Duke, but, you know, I had to give it to him.
Now they were asking him to guard the big guy, Mackey.
I was just on one. You know, when we played that move.
One at Cameron Indoor Stadium was a bad 25. Look out. Uh-oh. Yes! I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I'm going to do a little dance. Oh, that's awesome. He's a 3S man. He's super. He's sensational. He's superb. He's a 3S man. He's super. He's sensational. He's superb.
Bob Hurley, Georgia Tech, when I came, you know, put it behind my back like 2-3 times and shot the floater.
I mean, Isaiah Thomas is jumping out of his seat right now. 3 changes direction between his legs. Hurley says, what do I got to do? I can't believe this guy.
But that's my man. He's a fierce competitor. He's one of the best point guards ever to play college ball.
One change around him, a little shake, rattle, and roll, a little shake and bake. I mean, that's just like on the streets in New York City.
Yeah. Bandana, banana clip P, nigga. Yeah. I'm like a fucking crackhead for this rap music. I'm strung out on this shit. I'm like a fucking bass head. Turn the bass up, I'll show you how to rap on this shit. I got 900,000 bars, you playing games with it. I don't fuck around, nigga, I slay lyrics. Too much power for one rapper to have, so they try to blackball my name, you do the math. The bullshit don't add up. When they see me in the flesh, they subtract they thug. I divide they swag with all of my thuns. Give you little juries to my little mans, bruh. Shot for the moon, found myself amongst stars in another galaxy. And I got the gat on me. Cause no matter where I go, niggas try to stun on you, make a name off of you. I'm like a fucking crackhead for this rap music. I'm strung out on this shit. I'm like a fucking bass head. Turn the bass up, I'll show you how to rap on this shit. Yes. I'm like a fucking crackhead for this rap music. I'm strung out on this shit. I'm like a fucking bass head. Turn the bass up, I'll show you how to rap on this shit. Yeah, nigga, we ain't fucking playing with you niggas, man. Illa Tracks, Montreal, you heard? From fucking Queens of your hood, bitch. Show you how to do this shit, man. I'll show you how to do this shit. It's that hood shit. That hardcore gangster shit, you heard? That feel good music. It's that New York shit. It's that infamous shit. On my Canada niggas. On my Montreal niggas, what? Yeah. Illa Tracks. Yeah, you motherfucking right. So what I need you to do is turn this shit up very fucking loud and bring it back to the top. Just in case it ain't sinking your fucking head what we doing right here, man. This rap music is all we fucking know. This shit is do or die, you heard? I don't know how to do nothing else. I don't wanna know how to do nothing else. Fuck a job. Fuck school. This is what I do. I don't give a fuck. Hey, yo, little nigga, let me tell you something. You do what you do. You stay in school, you do whatever the fuck you do. This is what I do, man. This is my shit right here, you heard? It's either this or nothing at all. You can't tell me shit about hip-hop. You can't tell me shit about rap music, dog. Fuck out my face, bitch.
The most heralded basketball recruit in Georgia Tech history, Queens, New York native Kenny Anderson spent just 2 seasons with the Yellow Jackets, but helped guide them to the school's first Final Four in 1990. Anderson arrived as the National Player of the Year and immediately drew raves for his scoring ability and playmaking.
The New Jersey Nets select Kenny Anderson from Georgia Tech.
I started my career with the Nets. Willis Reed was the GM, the great New York Knicks. He was the GM at the time. He drafted me number 2.
Number 2. I didn't say your second round. Number 2.
You was ill.
Come on, man.
He again became a trendsetter with his distinctive style.
Here's Anderson to the hoop. It blows by.
He played with new determination and resolve.
That's Kenny Anderson, vintage.
Kenny Anderson used to kill us when he was on the Nets.
Crossover. What a sweet move by Kenny Anderson.
For whatever reason, New York breeds great point guards who never play for the Knicks.
I laid everybody with the left.
Anderson, gotta love it.
One of the game's most innovative young players, Kenny Anderson seems to possess a limitless wellspring of creativity.
Anderson through the lane.
Instincts, you coming down the break. You're not going to say, hey, I'm going to slow down and wait for my teammate to make that pass to the left. You're just going to play off instinct.
Kenny the Kid through the lane. Sleight of hand.
You have to know how your players want the ball, where they want the ball, and you have to run the team.
Here is Kenny Anderson. Comes Coleman on the film.
He helps everybody's game. He helps me out tremendously, and just his way of getting to the basket, you never think, he can squeeze through those little holes, but he managed. He's like Speedy Gonzalez.
Now with Special K running the break and DC filling the lanes, the Nets have a 1-2 punch that figures to be among the league's best for years to come.
Derek is already one of the best power forwards in the NBA. And you have Kenny, who's basically still learning the game. Still, he's one of the best point guards in the league. There's no way nobody can stop him.
Anderson, good. Look away. That's DC. Anderson, he leads the break. Coleman.
The two of them have lifted each other's games, and together they'll try to lift the Nets to a championship.
They're just the force in this league, and I think everybody knows it. They're the two guys that have to lead. They're great players.
So what began as a tale of two cities ends in New Jersey, as these former playground legends have joined forces to become two of the league's brightest young stars.
We've just been on the rise, and I think the sky's the limit for us right now. As long as we just come out and just play the game of basketball, I think the sky's the limit.
6-5-4. Kenny wants to take it himself. What a ball!
Minus the mishaps, murder music, the small track. That's how I get back, rhymes, they so intact. Put a thumbtack where I've been and where I'm at. Every place that I travel across the fucking map. Mar rap from Queensboro with high stats. That's why my style unique, no drawbacks. A step forward every foot that I take. Learn from mistakes, eliminate the fate. My aunt said I was destined to be great. Jackie Brown, y'all move out his way. Love you, sister. So I bring you this murder here today. Regardless either way you look, we paved the way. Boom, by yeah, I laid an all-time great. I was cut from that cloth for 70s, baby. The streets raised me, this is what it gave me. Tight jeans, radio that won't play me. So the World Wide Web, I stay surfing. Networking, plugged into the system. Call it the Matrix, I see with different visions. through the eyes of a madman from prison. My intuition. Foes, we can't be friends. Mob life, I'm a rap till the world end. I take mine, I'm designed for the whirlwind. My design, I'm ready. World. It's that mob life right here, world. Understand? You know I get back, ain't nothing but get that. But when I get back done, why you do that? I'm a boss, niggas move how I'm moving. Mob life is bigger than all music. Real life pollution, danger to all intruders. Stay on the edge. Got me focused, so we roll 50 deep with guns and sharp bangers. Don't fuck with strangers, give them the coat hanger. Infamous neck, tiger left hanging. Mob life be the set that I'm banging. East Coast, Queensbridge, 4112. Where I dwell, ducking from a jail cell. It's like hell on earth, but it ain't over. Got militant hood soldiers that slay boulders. The greatest place on earth, these rap moguls. From a place where stars are born, we mobbing. My intuition, that mob life I'm living. What's respected and forbidden in this world we living. Queensbridge, 41st side, listen. I want commission from all propositions listed. A nickel bag sold in the park I want in. We ain't family foes, we can't be friends. Mob life, I'm a rap till the world end. I take mine, I'm designed for the whirlwind.
With his brilliant basketball imagination, Kenny has ably taken on the task of helping to lead little men into the future and has already earned comparisons to some of the transcendent stars who have borne the standard before him.
Unheralded, Archibald has burst upon the NBA scene as the newest of the fabulous little men.
On a drive at the other end, beautifully done.
He was much better than I ever was.
Mentioned in the same breath with these guys, especially Tiny Archibald and Isaiah Thomas, Bob Cousy, and that's my main goal, to get all the accomplishments that these guys have achieved.
This is one of the best nights of my life. An RE album drops. Yeah, we're in the Source Awards in LA. But we didn't trust girls because the story we got was Big was set up through girls, so we just was out there but just us. We shook, because, Big, they killed Big. Yeah. Let's just be 100%. We didn't want to go out. We all sat in the jacuzzi, but then I got out, and I was like, fuck it. Let's go out tonight. We went out tonight. You pulled up in the, I don't remember what Benz. It was the Benz, cherry red, drop top, and you playing my album. Kenny! Like that, Kenny? I ain't gonna lie, because he's the legend to me, so I don't want to disturb him. I'm seeing he's talking actually about me. You had the streets of LA on smash. Yeah. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I know you're being humble.
Yeah,
but I'm not being humble right now. Niggas said Chipper, he said, oh shit. That's niggas who know me. He said, yo, what? I had a bunch of left rack niggas, you jumped out. Yeah. And then he sees me, he's like, yo, you parked your car in the middle of the street. You see me, you was like, you don't see everybody? This N.Y.C album. And you jumped out and you was like, yo, you know what the fuck you got right now? And I was like, not really. You grabbed me, you was like, yo, Poppy, you good, nigga. You got it. But I had never seen a person leave $100,000 car in the middle of, he stopped traffic. When the police came, I'm thinking of Straight Outta Compton. I'm thinking we going to go down.
Shut the fuck up. Get your ass on the ground now.
And the police had came. This is the crazy shit. The police came and said, "Oh shit, Kenny, you good." They knew you. They was like, and I ain't gonna front. They even let you chill like another 5 more minutes.
I was so proud of him, man, because coming from
it's like full circle for you guys at that moment.
You made me unafraid of LA, like single-handedly. You don't know this. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I was so scared when Big died. 100% eye to eye like a man. You the person that single-handedly made me like, yo, you know what? LA can be done. If it wasn't for you in a lot of ways, I wouldn't be here. I know you don't really know that. I'm gonna be honest because you gave me hope.
Kenny, you are a New York City basketball legend. Why are players from the N.Y.C. so good?
Playgrounds, man, I would have to say. You know, how we brought up. We brought up in the playgrounds. There's a lot of guys out there that's competitive, that's probably much better than me, that didn't have the self-discipline. So it's, you know, it was a blessing growing up in the blacktop in New York, and that was my outlet. That's where I was always, to sun up to sundown, man, right in the playground. It's not an easy place to play in New York. It takes a strong, thick-skinned person to really develop and prosper in New York.